What's up, y'all? My name is Prince, and I'm an urban acolyte. I just want to kind of flow from the dome this evening. I'm pretty tired, so I don't have an actual topic to discuss. I just wanted to share some thoughts that came to me earlier today that have to do with this whole Star Wars boycott. And this is really the last time that I'm going to touch on this topic, right? This is the last time I'm really going to devote any more energy to this topic, right? And this is just me, a thought that occurred to me about just really why I feel that announcing a Star Wars boycott, the boycott bunch rallying around this idea of boycotting Star Wars is really kind of stupid, right? And I'm not saying that you're idiots or anything like that. I'm just saying that just the idea, the concept that you would do something like this, to me is stupid. And I know the big critique is, well, Prince, you don't get it. You don't understand. I don't like when people try to think they know what I'm thinking or try to speak for me, because I do understand. I understand exactly what the reason. I just think it's dumb, right? Before I get into that, I just want to give a shout out to another free thinker, someone else who's not afraid to speak their mind here on YouTube. That's Vegan Gains, and I'm giving him a shout out because, bro, you got me hooked on these. You got me hooked on these kiwi fruits, man. These yellow kiwis, man. I've been killing these things, man. So this is my dinner. I've already eaten one. I'm gonna eat I'll probably eat these while I'm talking. But anyway, you know, the boycott bunch is rallying behind a couple of people. You know, Alex Becker really isn't talking about boycott Star Wars. He just doesn't like Kathleen Kennedy, thinks Star Wars is going in the wrong direction, and I don't know, I guess it's got this social justice warrior influence or something. Maybe that's what he's saying. I'll be honest, all these people that are talking all this stuff, all this noise, I don't watch their videos. I don't engage with their audience because I'm really, hey man, I'm focused on staying in my lane. I'm focused on remembering to breathe every now and keeping my zen, right? And I know, well, Prince, you're not very zen when you're cussing out and calling people dumbass fuckers and all of this. Hey man, that's my personality. That's me, right? If you think I'm supposed to be all, right, I guess like this silent monk, right? Why there's no point in me being on YouTube then if I'm just gonna be like this and meditate and not speak my mind, right? But I mean, like, I understand speaking with your dollars, you know, boycotting something that goes against your beliefs. Now, the people who are really out front about this whole boycott Star Wars thing, I mean, it's my understanding that they're conservative. They call themselves Trump supporters, right? And they have this fear of political correctness. You know, the millennials, you know, the millennial social justice warrior, which is to me is not a real thing, right? There's a problem there, because when I hear social justice warrior, I think of people like Jesse Jackson, Martin Luther King, the late Julian Bond, who was my mentor, a student of Martin Luther King, right? And I say my mentor because I'm talking about someone who was a civil rights activist, a student of Dr. Martin Luther King, and someone who mentored me when I was 18, 19. And so for me to come up speaking my mind, trying to speak truth to power, which is something that Julian Bond's son challenged me when I spoke at a service, a program to memorialize Julian Bond after he passed. And who's this Julian Bond guy? What are you talking about, Prince? Well, go Google him, right? Julian Bond was basically the Barack Obama before Barack Obama. If you look back at leaders of the black community, a person who people thought would have been the first black president, it would have been Julian Bond, right? The reason you may not have heard of him is because he married a white woman, and that kind of, you know, here's a lesson on civics, boys and girls. when the powers that be choose or decide who they want to be president, they take into account their image, right? So Barack Obama married a nice, pretty, strong, intelligent, dark-skinned woman, and that was going to play into helping him get the black vote. Otherwise, people would have thought that he was too white. Julian Bond, on the other hand, spoke very well, spoke like he could have been a Hollywood actor, had Hollywood good looks, but he married a white woman, and that made, you know, the powers that be, right, the people with the money kind of say he might not be able to get the black vote, even though he was, you know, freaking chairman of the NAACP for many, many years, right? But anyway, on the topic of this boycott thing, I was saying that I understand the concept of a boycott because there are businesses that I boycott, right? And this whole thought was occurring to me as I was walking by the Chick-fil-A in front of my job, right? Where my office complex is, they put a Chick-fil-A there. I thought it was a horrible idea. Like, it's not made to have a drive-through type business. And so the cars go in and they have to go all the way around the little suite of shops, right? There's a Subway, there was supposed to be like some kind of insurance office or something, but the Chick-fil-A ended up taking up all of the space, right? So people have to drive all the way around the building, and during the lunch crunch time, right, the lunch hours, they have two people outside to take orders on an iPad, right, to keep the cars flowing, and they're still like wrapped all the way around the building. There's people, the parking lot's full, the people are everywhere, and I'm loving it because I can go and walk right in Subway, get my veggie sub with no problems, and walk right back to the office, and hopefully nobody hits me trying to get their chicken made with hate, right? So I guess I kind of tipped you guys off. I'm not a fan of Chick-fil-A. I have been boycotting Chick-fil-A, and I know some, Prince, aren't you vegan? So it wouldn't matter anyway. You boycott anybody that serves meat, right? Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. But even when I was eating meat, I started the boycott of Chick-fil-A when they decided to show their asses and say, "Oh yeah, we don't support gay marriage and this and that." And that whole thing that happened in, when was that, 2011, 2012? And they had lines all the way out the door, people lined up in the parking lot. Yay, yeah, we hate gay people too. We don't want the queers to have their rights, and we're gonna eat your great chicken and your lemonade and your waffle fries, and so we're gonna celebrate how much we hate the fags by eating fast food. And because that's the American way. If you feel good about something, you eat and get fat and sit on your fat asses and pray, right? Republican Jesus and guns and chicken and pies, and you know, that's the American way. That's what we do. We hate something, we rally around it, and food is involved, right? So, you know, I'm not a fan of Chick-fil-A, and I have a lot of friends who are, you know, they're all for queer rights and everything, and they have completely forgotten all that stuff that happened because, hey man, I guess them chicken sandwiches are so good that you forget that there's hate behind it. And maybe they just don't know. Maybe they just don't know that their dollars that they spend in Chick-fil-A go to support, what is it, the gay transformation camps, the camps where you know, the Christian fundies run them, and it's like, send us your kids and we're gonna pray the gay away, right? Because, you know, and maybe you might be watching this and you support that, but you know what, it's child abuse, right? You know, and I know whenever I touch on this topic, I have a couple of guys who say, Prince, you on that 2016, 2017, that millennial, you know, popular political agenda. You're jumping on the political band. And I was like, no, homie, this is who I've been. Just because you think I'm the dude that wears a Star Wars robe and meditates and says do some kung fu and I'll talk to you about Luke Skywalker, right? Don't think I'm brand new. This is me, man. Like this is who I've been. This is who I am, right? When I started my training business, even doing this, you know, when I need someone to pick me up, somebody to tell me, oh, it's not so bad, forget the haters, it's usually my gay friends, right? And me having gay friends doesn't mean I'm gay. I know somebody's gonna say that. And you know what? Some loser troll on YouTube that thinks I'm gay, who gives a shit, right? You can think I'm gay. My last girlfriend knows I'm not gay. All of the women that I've dated know I'm not gay. Every woman every woman that's seen the Wang knows I'm not gay. And you know, if you want to go and say Prince Bella is the biggest faggot covering Star Wars, have at it, man. It's not gonna change my world. Matter of fact, it might make more women come. Oh, is he? His name is Prince? Huh. Let me find out how big his royal scepter is. Maybe I can turn him on to women. They might want to find out about the lightsaber, dog. It's black. But anyway, so my point is, right, I understand the concept of boycotting a business, but when I boycott something, one, most people don't even know that I boycott Chick-fil-A because I don't go and broadcast it, right? This business does something that doesn't agree with my personal philosophy. I'm not gonna support the freaking pray the gay away camps, right? I just learned recently from my big bro Mike Mahler that like Nestle chocolate, some of these popular chocolate factor companies that sell candy to kids, and some of the shit that you or your kids will be eating at Halloween, right? That you'll be buying, you know, bags and bags of chocolate. Guess who their workers are? They enslave children overseas in these third world countries. Enslaved children. Not they pay them low wages. They work in, you know, sweatshops. They are slaves, right? Because somebody was like, well, you know, if we continue to support them and, you know, we say something to them, maybe they'll improve the conditions and pay them more. And it's like, no, they're slaves. They're not being paid anything. It's like, it could be worse. They're slaves. How much worse can it be? They're slaves. They're treated like animals. They're cattle. They're replaceable. They have been dehumanized, right? And somebody's probably watching this video eating a candy bar that, and so now it's like, well, shit, man. I gotta go and find out if I want chocolate. If I want to have a piece of chocolate, I need to. Was this chocolate at some point down the line, in the process of creating this, was it made by child slaves, right? Because there's a National Geographic episode or something on this. I need to go and see it out. Mike was talking about it on his podcast, and they asked one of the children that was freed, and they said, how does it make you feel to know that people are eating this chocolate, this candy? And it said, frankly, it makes me want to die, right? And so a piece of candy that you enjoy, right, makes this kid wish he were dead. And it's like, knowing that, I can't support that. Especially, I work with children, right? I have always worked with children from the time this channel started, right? Before I was doing Star Wars, for the last 5 years, I've been doing something involved with working with children, whether they were mentally disabled, physically handicapped, victims of abuse and neglect. Yeah, I think that covers it all. And even before then, I mean, I almost became a basketball coach. I've always worked with kids, right? And so for me to hear something like that, these places, and it's like, I mean, you can't get away from it. I mean, my computer, my iPad, my phone, at some point, you know, a child was exploited. It's like, even by paying our taxes, if you live here in America, just by being an American, at some point you contribute to the things that I don't believe in, right? If I don't eat meat, well, some of my tax dollars go to subsidize the meat company, these farms, the factory farms that I don't believe in, that many of my vegan friends protest. I'm not on that part of the vegan movement, but in a way I am. It's like I agree, but I'm not going to any animal rallies, any of that. You know, I'm just trying not to be an asshole and doing my best, you know, to live a minimalist lifestyle moving forward as I slowly start to scale back and learn more about where my food comes from, right? So when I protest something, there's a reason that I'm protesting, because I don't want to see other people disenfranchised, dehumanized, losing their rights. So when we talk about, well, you're boycotting Star Wars, you say, well, Prince, I'm the same as you. Who is being harmed by these Star Wars movies? Who is being disenfranchised, right? Like think about everything that I just said, that these companies contribute to the dehumanization, the exploitation, people being enslaved. And think about that Canto Bite scene this Canto Bite scene was useless. It was spreading the social justice warrior agenda, the Ryan Johnson think about so when you start to call me a shill because I liked it, because I understood what it was going for, that Rose, who literally was enslaved by the First Order, Finn, who was a child soldier, had no choice, basically was enslaved by the First Order. They go to this planet, they see the decadence, they see people, there's a war going on, and these people don't care, right? They don't care, they're just, and they're wealthy, and they profited from other people's suffering, right? And you say that's pointless. Well, that's the whole point of the Star Wars, right? Is that the people who are disenfranchised are being stomped on by the people in power, and they're rising up to do something about it, and they're hoping that some of these people who have power, who have resources, will realize, oh man, we were wrong. This is wrong. This whole system that has helped me get to where I am is wrong, and I need to extend a hand to help the lesser people, to use my privilege to help them, to help someone, to join the resistance, to join the rebellion, to rebel against this oppressive force that is in place. And so, you know, it's like, well, I'm boycotting Star Wars because I don't like the story. And it's like, but that's what Star Wars is about. And who's being harmed by this, right? And so when I say, like, this is dumb, right? You're boycotting entertainment because you don't like it. But then you'll turn around and support something that causes suffering, that promotes suffering, or you just don't know, or you just don't care. But you'll pour all of your energy, all of your intention into boycotting fiction, boycotting entertainment, and not the things that really matter, not the things that will help your fellow human being, right? And to me, that's crazy. But I'm the dude that's wearing a t-shirt that says, remember to breathe every now and then, right? I'm the dude that's saying, hey man, be more mindful. Because that's essentially what this means. Remember to breathe every now and then. If you remember, if you're focusing on your breath, you're doing this, right? Right? And that's essentially what I say in every video when I conclude. Y'all keep on breathing, and may the force be with you, or may the force of others be with you. Meaning, keep breathing, be mindful, and may the force of others be with you. Prince, what does that mean? Why do you say that? Because it's not may the force be with you, may the force of others be with you, because we're all, the force is an energy field created by all of life. How come y'all don't pay attention to Star Wars, man? The force is an energy field created by all of life. So if that's the case, and the midichlorians have a symbiotic relationship with the force, and we have midichlorians, we have a symbiotic relationship with everyone else. And so, am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. I am my brother's keeper, my sister's keeper, and all those in between being a brother and a sister, right? For those who are gender neutral. because that's how I roll. And if you don't like it, well, I don't know. Go join Jeremy. Go join Ethan. Go promote hate. Tell me I'm on the wrong side of history. And I don't know. In the Navy, we had a saying, if you're wrong, stay wrong. I will be happy to stay wrong, to be mindful, and to, not be an asshole to my fellow human beings when I become mindful that my actions are promoting suffering. We can never be bodhisattva status. In Star Wars, that would basically be a Force ghost, where you walk and you don't leave a footprint and no bugs are ever killed and you don't need to eat, so you don't promote any suffering by your acts. But I haven't reached that state yet, and if you're watching this, you haven't either. So this is just me speaking my mind, right? The boycotting Star Wars is stupid. If you don't like Star Wars, just stop watching, right? I have hopes that it's going to improve, because I think I said this in my clap back about people, who were happy about the Clone Wars coming back and they hated Star Wars up until that point, right? And I said, you sound like the dude who got left by his girlfriend, and then she calls you up 5 years later, 6 years later, says, baby, I'm coming back to you. Oh, yes. And it's like, okay, she's coming back, but what is she bringing back? She might not look the way you remember. She might come back and be worse. You might be inviting a whole new host of problems that you didn't even think about, right? It's like Jesus in the parable of the clean house, right? This man cleans the house. He sends out an unclean spirit. Maybe it's the parable of the unclean spirit. The man cleans out his house. He sends out the unclean spirit. Well, the unclean spirit comes back and brings 7 more with him. Now, I could get into a whole lot of metaphysical stuff from one of the Christian mystics I follow and talk about how that's really like getting rid of a bad habit, but you don't replace it with a good habit. And what happens is when that bad habit comes back, it comes back times 7, so you get 7 more bad habits, or you send out bad juju, bad vibes, negative energy out into the world, out into the universe, and where you send it, they say, hey man, I'm not going to accept that, return to sender, and it comes back 7 times stronger. Or the Buddha's saying about the man, the foolish man who tries to insult the wise man, right? The foolish man who tries to insult the wise man is like spitting on the sky. When you spit, when you try to spit up at the sky, it comes back down on you harder and faster than it went going up, right? Because of gravity, right? And so to me, that's, if you hate something, you don't like something, but you continue to think about that, you continue to hold on to that idea, all you're doing is hurting yourself. You're not getting anywhere. So you might as well just let go, right? There's another Zen saying, let go or be dragged, right? Just let go. If you hate Star Wars that much, to the point that you're going to boycott fiction, that you're going to boycott this stuff, just let go of it, man. And so to me, that's why it's stupid, right? That I can make a video talking about the Star Wars boycott where I'm basically talking to Star Wars boycotters because I know they're gonna watch the video, right? And it's like, dog, you're playing yourself, man. Don't engage with this stuff. Don't watch it. Star Wars doesn't exist. Go enjoy Marvel, right? Matter of fact, Infinity Wars is available for digital download, right? I didn't even know that I pre-ordered it. Hell, man, there's nothing wrong. Say, hey, man, I used to be a big Star Wars fan. Star Wars let me down. But you know what? I love Marvel, even though Marvel is like putting women directors on and the biggest, baddest, strongest hero in the Marvel universe, cinematic universe moving forward is going to be a lady. And Marvel is going to be progressive and push this social justice warrior agenda too. But let's see when y'all get hip to that, because right now hating on Marvel's not the popular thing to do. Hating on Star Wars is what all the cool kids are doing. So we'll just have to wait and see if some of these boycott people keep it consistent. We'll see what they have to say after Captain Marvel and the Black Widow movie, you know, especially if they do well in the box office. So I don't know. Anyway, this went longer than I thought it would, but I appreciate those of you who stuck around and listened to what I had to say. And I'm gonna do my best to participate in Veda. That's vlog every day in August on this channel. I will for sure over on my Golden Bell training channel, where I talk about martial arts, strength and conditioning, vegan nutrition. I'm gonna be talking about supplements. Man, I'm gonna be talking about all kinds of stuff moving forward on that channel. So all that real life Jedi stuff that I tried to do here, check out Golden Bell Training, subscribe to that channel if you want that content, because that's where I'm gonna be doing that stuff. When people ask questions, I do make videos to answer them. So yeah, I'm more interactive over there, because that's where I'm trying to go moving forward in this whole urban acolyte thing. The long-term goal is to merge this with what I'm doing there for things moving forward. When I start talking about, okay, let's get off of YouTube and meet up somewhere and go train and understand what it really means to be an urban acolyte, right? In the body, in the mind. So holler at me over there. I will be active over there for Veda. I got an accountability partner who's gonna make me upload daily in the month of August, when I celebrate my birthday and my late grandma's birthday. So it'll be fun. Anyway, I'm finna eat these kiwis, get this video posted, and I will be hollering at y'all, talking The Last Jedi all of August, and we'll see what happens, what's up with September. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Y'all keep on breathing. May the force of others be with you always.